Good one. It's another good ball, Rick. There you go. I'm first going to look at you in the impact position because it's the most important. Everything the ball does, how far it goes, how high it goes, how much it spins and curves, is a direct response to the laws of physics in motion at the brief moment of impact. On the left is Tiger hitting an iron. This is video I took at last year's US Open. On the right is Grant Wade hitting a driver. Grant was a PGA Tour player during the 90s and now is one of the top instructors of tour players. Grant's teaching partner is a good friend of mine, Joe Mayo, who lives in Las Vegas. Grant was considered by many as having one of the best and most fundamentally sound golf swings. At impact, they both have the majority of their weight on the left side. In fact, the average pro will have 85 to 90% of their weight on the left side at impact. I've drawn a red box from the center of their ankles to the top of their head, and you can see that the red line off their left foot is passing right through their belt buckle, showing how the center of their mass is right on top of their left foot. They both have extended arms through impact. Their elbows are close together and not separating. Having extended arms and weight forward allows them to control the low point of their arc of their swing. When hitting the iron, this fundamental allows the placement of the low point to be in front of the ball, so that they hit the ball first and then the ground, producing the maximum compression of the golf ball. These fundamentals also allows for the highest level of consistency in controlling the face angle and club path during impact.
Rich, you're going to look at your driver's swing, and on the right I'm comparing you to Grant Wade. First I'd like to look at the weight distribution. And it's important to hit the ball at impact. I have y'all both at impact. It's important to have the majority of your weight on your left side at impact, in which you do. The average pro will have quite a bit of weight on the left side. They'll be 85, 90% of their weight on their left side. But you make a good move to the left side. You're not falling backwards. You don't have a reverse weight shift, so that's really good. The only thing that I would like to see a little bit more of is the right side be turning more. You can kind of see that Grant is moving this hip and knee. He's not just sliding, but he's also turning his hips into the shot. It's hard to see from this particular camera angle. But you are sliding a little bit more than turning, and I'd like you to develop more of a turn. Let's take the swing a little bit further into the follow through and see if that becomes a little bit more clear of what the movement is. As Grant swings on through, I'm going to take it up to the 9th position, which is when the right arm is parallel to the ground. You can see how this right hip really has turned a lot further. His right pocket is right up there on top of his left foot. His chest is facing the target. His belly button is toward the target. As you come through, I'm going to take you to that 9th position. Here you are. Straight through here. And you're hanging back just a little bit here. So I would like to get you to post up more on that left side and let your right side turn a little bit more. one of the moves you make that's costing you distance and control will tend to cause the ball to go out to the right. I want you to watch your glove hand, the white glove, as it comes through, and you'll see that left elbow start to separate from the right arm. It's what we used to call chicken winging, that left arm, as you come through there. And that is caused by not turning the right hip through. When you don't turn the right hip through, the handle races quickly to the left side of your body and gets closer to your left shoulder further as it gets further away from the right shoulder. And the only way you can hold the club with both hands is to bend the left elbow to accommodate that shorter distance that you created off your left side. If you turn the hips so that the hands are equal distance to both hips, equal distance to both shoulders, then both arms can remain extended. And that would allow you then to have a proper rehinge of the club. And so you do eventually get on around, but I just want you to start that turn a little bit sooner. That's a move that you make in the downswing. And that's something, there are some drills I can show you that would help you get that. But you make a good finish. You're on the let's look at Grant's finish here. So your finish looks really good. Your back foot is on the tip of the toe, just like Grant has his. Everything's facing the target. Belly button, chest, eyes, knee. So you are in a very good finishing position. So you are arriving at the correct destination. We just need to start that movement a little earlier so that it actually has a better impact on your ball striking. But when you delay that turn, that club face will come in open too often and not square up. It's not just the hands that will help you square up. It's also the right side turning that helps us square up that club face. I noticed that in a lot of your swings, you would lose your balance a little bit on the finish. You would get through the ball okay, but you would lose your balance a little bit. One of the things that I think might help your balance, you'll notice that Grant will flare this left foot out a little bit in his setup, and I'll go back to the setup in a second, but I want to show it on the finish. And you're a little bit more square with your left foot. The body is not comfortable moving into the side of the ankle. It would rather move to the front of the ankle, where the ankle flexes on the top of your foot, on the front part of your foot. Doesn't really flex on the side of the ankle. And by flaring that foot out, 10, 15, 20 degrees, it will facilitate a more comfortable shift to the left side. The subconscious mind won't resist the shift and will go ahead and allow you to make a good aggressive shift, because it's going to be moving into more of the front of the ankle instead of the side of the ankle. And that may make it easier for you to unconsciously make that good shift. Also, that would allow you to post up. If I drew a line straight up from the center of your ankle, straight line center of Grant's, you can see how Grant is right on top of that foot. That arrow is going right through the center of his body, right through the center of his right thigh, his chest. And you're kind of hanging back just a little bit. You're not getting up to on top of your foot. And that would allow you then to hold your balance. But when you have your weight falling back like that, you're going to lose your balance. But if you can get on top of that left foot more, it'll be easier to stay there in your follow through and hold that finish. I want to show you one of the swings that you had on the course. And you can see here the swing that I recorded at the driving range, at the range during the school. You executed a little bit better turn, and you had moved to the left side a little bit better. On this particular swing on the course, you came through pretty flat-footed. You'll look at that back foot. it's pretty flat. You really didn't get off of your back foot through impact. And you'll notice that at this position, in fact, you're almost still flat-footed, but at this position, we don't see much rehinge here. One of the things that we want to have, let me look at, you'll notice that when Grant gets into this position with his right arm extended, his left hand is underneath his right hand. And when you're in that same position, your left hand is above the right hand. That's an indication that you're not crossing the wrist and you're not rehinging the club, which is another thing that affects power and control. As Grant comes through, this shaft is actually rehinging. Here's his left arm and here's the shaft. And you are not, I would like to have that shaft be rehinging during the finish. And there's a particular methodology in how to do that rehinge. And I need to show that to you. And once you experience a rehinging technique on the follow-through, your golf shot will have a completely different dynamic feel and hit to it. You'll then discover some of that effortless power. And so the one little piece that I would like to work on first, and we all have 20 missing fundamentals in our swing, but the key is not to just work on any of the 20, but to work on the one or two that best fits your current swing. That'll give you the quickest results. To me, I would like to work on that finish and the rehinge. Those will be the two things that I would want to first work on so that you get immediate improvement in ball striking, that your drive would have a more penetration, would have a little bit more club head speed, and would square up to the club a little bit better. So getting the right side into the ball is required in order to have a good rehinge. We've got to get the right side on around a little bit, and we'll post up a little bit better on that left leg. But you've got a solid foundation of fundamentals to build on, and we just need to. I'm not trying to make you look like pros. I'm just trying to add those pieces to your current swing that will take your game a little bit further. Now, the move I've talked about of turning through and getting to the left side and is not something that you don't do. You just don't do it every swing. This is that iron that you hit on number 8, that 8th hole that I got from behind, and it was probably the best swing that I videotaped. Now watch how this right side, right there, that move even right there is a move. You're moving to the left side. It's an iron, not the driver, but I can see that right hip and right knee moving. You can see that heel come off the ground right there. There's not that flat-footedness. You're not hanging back. So you're not just moving the hands through. And so that right knee and right hip are turning. Now the fact that we do have this, I can see this left elbow there is the chicken wing, and that's one of the things that we'll fix. And where you have more of extension in your arms through the ball. But I just wanted to show you how on this one, you turned your your lower body much better through. Now you're facing the target, you're on the tip of the toe. That was one of your better swings, and it was also one of your better shots. You did it really solid. So we just need to do that more with the lower body, and then add to that how to hit through the ball with an extended left arm.